प्रकाशितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4, verse number 22. So Sri Sukadeva Goswami is describing the reaction of Kamsa when he heard the words of Yogamaya, that the person who is going to kill him has already taken birth somewhere and it is futile to kill her or kill Devaki. So then he came to his senses. He realized that he has made a mistake, but now he doesn't want to accept, so he tries to be philosophical about it, that birth, death, they really don't exist. It is all mithya. The real thing is Atma. He changed dress like that to change bodies. So he goes on saying like this, and second is karma. So these are two important points to get over grief. One is karma, other is Atma. So if you keep this in mind, you don't have to grieve, right? Because we are Atma and nothing can really happen to us. And even if something happens, that's karma. So he's trying to do that to them now, so that he's not blamed. So of course this is speaking only for others, not for himself. When he heard the first prediction, then he did not think like this. And after he will go away from here, then he would not think like this. So although what he's saying is right, but he is using it for his own purpose. So any question before we start? So, yavad hatosmi hantasmi iti atmanam manyate svidrik tavat tadhi manyagyo badhya badhaktam yat. Yes.
I was just wondering with this thing that Kamsa is speaking, is that even Hiranyakashipu did the same thing, when he lost his brother. So why do these demons have this kind of mentality and they can talk philosophy at that time? So they're aware of it and then they don't work on it, or?
Why you are saying demon?
No, I know the past history is that the devotees. But
You see it every day. Everybody is doing, devotees also do that. Just the only thing is that you are not observant of the other people. People are all the time doing this. They give lecture to others and then they themselves do not follow. That's what you see all the time. This is human mind. The cause for this is that we don't want to change internally. Externally, yes, no problem. So internal change takes a lot of effort. And actually internal change is the real change. External change is not, that actors can also do that. So somebody is acting in a movie and acting like Krishna, right? Then off the stage, is he behaving like that? No, he may be teaching to Arjuna, then off the stage he may be grieving himself about his family or somebody. But up to a certain extent we are all actors. When it comes to teaching or speaking others, we can speak. But when it comes to applying on ourselves, that's a tough job. So that's what whole spirituality is, to bring a change inside. And that for that we have to make a conscious effort. It doesn't happen that you do something mechanically, it will happen. It's a question of bhav. That's why Rupa Goswami divided bhakti in three. Sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti and prema bhakti. What is the difference between sadhana bhakti and bhav bhakti?
you're in the beginning, you're in sadhana bhakti.
No, beginning means you don't have bhav.
Yeah.
That's all. You do the same thing, but you don't have the bhav. Bhav means awareness or consciousness. Means it's just happening externally, but inside is not yet involved in it. So the whole sadhana is to get the inside into it. That is the bhakti. Just like when you love somebody, you don't love externally, right? Your inner being is involved, isn't it? So that is bhav. So that is what is to be brought for Krishna, towards Krishna, that bhav. We have that bhav here in the material world, in material relations. If we have material attachment towards somebody, then we are involved with that person. We are not just making a show. If we are not involved, then we make a show, some guest is coming, he's some important person, and you want some favor from that person. So externally you do everything, inside there is nothing. When he goes away, you feel happy, balatali, right? The headache is over. So that means there is no bhav. But if you have the internal thing, then you are happy just that person is there, and as long as that person is with you. And when that person goes away, then you feel a little sad. So therefore that is the bhav is important. So therefore now what he is saying here, he does not have any bhav like that. When he is speaking to Vasudeva and Devaki, he doesn't have any feeling for them. If he had any feelings, how could he put them in prison and kill their newborn babies? So now suddenly bhav has not appeared. Right? It's not bhav that suddenly comes like that. It doesn't happen like that. So, but he's doing what is necessary for him to pacify them. Because his worry was that she is now mother of the Durga.
So this thing happens because there is no satisfaction? This feeling what comes as going through, or anybody goes through, is because there's no satisfaction inside, or?
Satisfaction in what sense?
In the sense that you're not satisfied in what you're doing, and and you feel internally that you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
And the guilt, basically, it's guilt coming.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. He's not so much feeling guilty, but although it is depicted like that, but he has little bit of this fear. He's still trying to protect himself, because that girl said.
So this is basically the ego talking.
Yes, ego or material identification, self-preserving this body. That's what he's doing. If he actually had the feeling of guilt that he has done something wrong, he cannot suddenly change. Next day morning he is going to have a meeting with his ministers, and they will decide to kill all the newborn babies. So where is the feeling of guilt? Just to protect himself, he is going to kill only one person is Krishna among all the newborn babies, but he is going to kill hundreds of them. So you can think how attached he is to his own life. So where is the guilt? If the guilt was there, at least he would say, okay, I don't want to kill every baby, I will just search for the one who is supposed to kill me. So main thing is his own protection. And that's why I'm saying that there is no bhav. Because bhav means feeling for other, empathy. So he's not having any empathy. He may say sympathy, but that is for his own sake. He's not feeling what Devaki is feeling, although he's saying like that. So that's what he's asura, that is the asura mentality. So people in general also have some of this. Right? Dau bhut sarge loke asmin daiva asuraiva cha. Krishna says. So, Vishnu bhakta daiva prokta ashra tadviparaya. So Vishnu bhakta is daiva because Vishnu bhakta has bhava. He sees the bhava. Sarvabhuta suya pashyat bhagavad bhavamatmana. So that's why the word bhav is used there. So the whole problem is the problem of not having this bhav, and that's why all this corruption comes. Why there is corruption? Because those who are doing corruption, they are attached to their own body, their own family, they don't care for others. They don't have any bhav for them. They cannot feel this. So their bhav is very sankuchit, limited. So when you say Bhagavad Bhav means now you expand. So that is why the whole idea of seeing Bhagavan in everything, Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Krishnam Janata Matras Tashnucha Charishnucha. See everything movable, immovable, everything is Krishna. There is nothing else. So this feeling devotees have this. And this is the asuric, this is the other extreme. That even in Krishna he is not able to see Bhagavan. Not to speak of seeing in anyone else. So now listen to his nice lecture. So it's a Yavad Hatosmi Hantasmi Iti Atmanam Manyate Ashwadrik. So Ashwadrik means one who is not seeing the Swa. So Swa means the self, the Atma. Swa Atmani Bandhusu Dhane. Swa means wealth. Swa means relative. Swa means self. So here Swa means one's own self. So one who is not seeing that, which means that one is only seeing the physical body. So then when you see the physical body, then you have this idea that I am killed or I can kill. Hato asmi, I am killed, and hanta asmi, I can kill. Atmanam. So this comes unnaturally. So tavat tad abhimani ajya badhya badhaktamya. So as long as one has this understanding, this feeling, so then person is called ajya, is ignorant. And then badhya badhak. So then such a person will be the cause of suffering to others and will also suffer. Badhya means that he is object of suffering, and badhaka means he causes suffering. So it will continue. So now, in other words, he is saying that he is not like that. Therefore, no, he cannot cause suffering to anybody. So mamatu tvatputra hantritvam eva tavan nasti. So he's commenting that as far as I am concerned, I am not the killer of your sons. Why? Why is that? Jnanitvat. I am jnani. I am the knower. I am situated in the self. So therefore yavadati. Aswadrik na swam atmanam pashyati. So drik means drashta, seer. One does not see his atma. Kintu deham eva pashyati. Sees only the body. Ato ajya, therefore ignorant. Tena mama dehabhimana bhavat hatvapi saiman lokanna hantina nibadhyate iti vasna. As far as I am concerned, I am not attached to my body. I am self-realized. Therefore, I cannot kill anybody. Only somebody can kill me. So, hatvapi saiman lokan. So, yasya nahankrito bhava buddhiri yasya na lipate hatvapi saiman lokan na hantina nibadhyate. one who does not have the ahankriti bhava, that I am not the doer of my actions, and whose intelligence is not implicated in the result of one's actions, na lipyate. So even if he kills this whole world, he is not the killer. And he is not bound, na nibandhyate. So that badhya badhak. So he is now putting himself in that platform of being realized as swadrik. Tada drushtu swarupa avasthanam. So now he is only a drashta. He is not karta. He is not a doer. He is only a seer. Right? In English, seer also means sage. So he is only a seer. He doesn't do anything. Therefore, he did not kill. So he should not be blamed. Na tvat putra hantritvam napi bandhaiti bhava. What is the significance of this statement? I am not the killer of your children, nor there is any bondage for me. I am liberated person, Jivan Mukta. Because one who acts like that, he becomes liberated. Naiva kinchit karomi te yukto manyata tattvat. Don't do anything, that is a yukta. Right? Pasyan sarvans pasam jagranasan gachan sopansasam. So he's like that. So you have to at least know this much, then you can propagate yourself and Siddha person. And you go on saying it, people will believe it. And then if you are not acting according to what you are saying, then they will explain it, why it is there. They will do your job also. You don't even have to explain, they will explain it. So you see, Kamsa is like that. He is the Acharya.
Namaji, what is the Vibhakti Bhāgavata?
द्वितीय एक वचन बाधकता ताम like सीताम क्षमध्वं मम दौरात्म्यं साधवो दीनवत्सलः इति उक्त्वा श्रुमुखः पादौ शालः स्वस्रोथा गृहीत. So then he became very humble. He says, Mama dauratmyam kshamadhvam. So on one side he says, I am not the killer. But then he says, please forgive my wicked behavior. I am a duratma, I am a wicked fellow. And sadhavo dinavatsala. Sadhus are very affectionate for the fallen people. And I am a fallen soul. So you please forgive me because you are sadhus. So iti uktva ashrumukha padav shala swasrothagri. So saying this, he was also shedding tears. It's good in acting. And he is called Shala here. Shala means brother-in-law. So swasrotha grihita padav. So then he caught hold of the feet of Swasro. Swasro. So this word Swasro is Saptami Dvivachan. So it is an interesting word. He is making it Ekshaya Samas in Sanskritam there are one type of samas, they're called ekashesha, where there are two parts and one is dropped and another remains. Like mata pitarau, mother and father, what you call parents. You can also say pitarau.
Yeah.
So pitarau, although only the word pitru is used, but it refers to also mother. The first part of the samasa is dropped, but then you have to have dvivachan, which is an indicative of the one which is dropped. Otherwise it will be one. So here also swasra is it's actually sixth swasra, sixth dual, because feet off. So, but what is the ekshesha here? That is difficult to see. Generally, ekshesha comes where there is normal couple, dual. So he will explain. Tadapi maya putra hantritvam aropya adhikam chedar rodishi tari satyamaham dushta eva. Evam buddhi purvakam papam akarvam eva. Tatra niskritir yusmat kripa eva iti kshamadha. So now he is going to the other extreme. Says, actually I am not at fault. I have not done anything wrong. I have not killed your children. I have not done any of these things. But if you think like this, tadapi mai putra hantritvam aropya. I am not a killer, but if you think like this, means you are imposing on me as if I am the killer. I am not. Arop. Right? They do aropa in the court. So if you are blaming me when I am actually not like that, and then you are crying, Rodishi, then tari satyamaham dushta, then certainly I am a wicked fellow. I am guilty of killing. Evam buddhi purvakam papam karmam eva. Because if you think like this, then what can I say? Then that means I have knowingly engaged in sinful activity. Obviously, if you think like this, then that's what you are thinking, that I am a killer, I am a sinner, and I have done it knowingly. So if I accept this, then please forgive me. If you think, then all I can say is kshamadhvam, forgive me. Tat niskriti yusmat kripayeva. Then the only atonement for me, for my sin, is that I bow down to your feet. That's the only thing I can say. So you please forgive me. Shala, Kamsa. So who is the Shala? Kamsa. So swasroriti dvivachana anupatya swashri shabdena swashri patir lakshate. So now why dual case is used for swasri? Because swasri means swasa, sister, is only one. So why dual has been used? So it says dvivachana anupatya. Dvivachana is not possible. So then it says swasri shabdena swashri patir lakshate. So it is indicative of also the husband. Ekah swashru shabdo lakshakah anyo vachaka. So now one is a lakshaka, another is a vachaka. Because it is dual, right? What is just like when you say Rama, Ramo. So Ramo is nothing but Ramo, Ramo. There are two Ramas, Rama, Rama. So one is dropped, only Ramo remains. So Rama, Rama, Rama. So the first two are dropped. And then Dvivachan is indicative of the one which is dropped. This is Rama, and then Rama, Rama. One is dropped and the other one is given Dvivachan, Rama. So here also there are two Swashri Sabdas because it is Dvivachan. So Swashri, Swashu, Swashu, sixth singular, sixth singular, and now we make a dual. So out of these two words, one is a Vachaka, other is a Lakshaka. Why? Because Swashri means sister. So one word means sister, Devaki. The other word means husband of sister. So that is a Laksha. Because the word is not Swashripati. So one word is indicative of the husband of sister. Same word. Word is still Swashri only. But now it indicates the husband and not sister. So that's what it says, that Ekaha Swashri Shabdo Lakshaka Anyo Vachaka. Tayor Eksheshat. So this is the Ekshesha. Swashroho Vasudeva Devakya. So it means Vasudeva and Devaki. Padav Pratyekam Padam Agrihit. Now the problem comes here that if he is catching the feet of both, then he should have plural. Padan. 4 feet. But he said Padav. Only 2 feet. So then on one side he is saying that he caught hold of the feet of sister and also brother-in-law. And then you are saying that Padav, feet. So this does not make sense. So now it will make sense that he caught 1 foot of sister and 1 foot of... Because he has only 2 hands. He's not a Chaturbhuji. To catch 4 feet, he needs 4 hands. But he has got only 2 hands. So with the left foot, he caught Devaki's 1 foot. And with the right hand, he caught Vasudeva's 1 foot. Which one he doesn't say. So if they are standing like this, then he is catching the right foot of Devaki and left foot of Vasudeva, the outward ones. Then inner ones are within his grip. So therefore it says Padav Shala Sashruvatha Grahit. So you see, grammar, Vyakaranam is important to know why the Dvivachan, why the Swasra. All this will not become clear picture. मोचया मास निगड़ाद विश्रब्ध कन्यका गिरा देवकीं वसुदेवंच दर्शनात्म सौहृदम. So then what did he do? He released them from the shackles, iron chains, because they were imprisoned. They were like prisoners. So he released them. Why did he do that? Vishrabdaha Kanyakagira. Having faith in the words of the girl. Now he did not think like this, that earlier I made a mistake by putting the faith in the prediction, the prophecy, which he heard, whatever, it must be at least 8 years, at least. And now that went wrong. So what if this also goes wrong? Because he said, Devapi Mitya Bhashina. So Devas also tell lies. So what if she is also telling lies? So because he doesn't want to take risk. Because if he does not believe and if it comes out true, then his life is in danger. But if it is not true, there is no harm. So he is so protective of himself. So therefore it says Vishrabdha Kanyakagira. He is trusting. Because if he does not trust, then there is some possibility. Then because it could be right, it could be wrong, what she said. What if it is right? What if that boy has taken birth somewhere and then he will come to kill him? Then it will be too late. So therefore he's putting. So he has to see which is beneficial for him, whether to trust it or not trust it. Although he said that Atma is not killed, and I'm not the killer, but I can be killed. So then he showed his good-heartedness to Devaki and Vasudeva. Devakim Vasudevancha Darshan Atma Sauhrid. So now finally is the first time that he is treating them nicely. Because they got married right after that, when he was bringing them to Vasudeva's home, this prediction came from the sky, and his mood immediately changed. So all this time he thought them they are danger. So now he's showing Atma Shvahidam, because he thought anyway these people are innocent. My danger is not from them but from somebody else. So why turn them off? So he's saying Nigadat Loha Shrinkalat. Nigada means the iron chain. Bhratu samanutaptasya kshantarosha cha devaki vyasrijad vasudevascha prahasyatam uvachaha. So you see, they immediately changed. So when Devaki, she saw her brother lamenting like this and feeling guilty and asking forgiveness. So then she forgave him and became free from any feeling of animosity or anger towards him. So Vishrijat. And same is with Vasudeva. The Vasudevascha prahasyatam uvach. So Vasudeva spoke to him in a smiling manner. So whether he was smiling sarcastically or he was actually happy being released from the bondage. So Bhratur apradham kshantva rosham shokam cha. So after forgiving the offense of her brother, she also gave up her anger and also grief. So she actually became peaceful, no disturbance. So this is the nature of sadhu, that they forgive easily. And a sadhu, they keep it inside and look for an opportunity to take revenge. So they said, okay, since you accept your mistake, so we forgive you. Evam etan mahabhaga yatavad siddhehinam ajnana prabhaham dhi swapareti vidayata. So now he's also repeating his statements of Kamsa. He says, Evam etan mahabhaga. So he says that what you have said is certainly right. What is that? That Dehinam Ajyan Prabhava Ahamdhi. That people here in the material world, they have their ahankara, their buddhi, being influenced by ignorance. So they think under the influence of that ignorance, and they also act. Aham means action, he is making decisions. So this is all done under the influence of ajnana or ignorance. And because of that, what do they do? Swapareti bhidayate. So then they make the distinction, this is mine, that is yours, and try to protect what they think is theirs and try to snatch what is others or destroy it if they feel danger from it. So this is the bhed buddhi. So this separatist mentality, this comes out of ignorance. Because if you have proper vision, then we understand that everything is under one umbrella of God, and we are all under His protection, and we all belong to Him. But when we identify with the body, then we become conditioned by that, and then this division comes. So the duality, that is the Bheda. So yata aham dhiya eva hetaho. So the hetu is this intelligence of aham, or this I consciousness in the body. Ayam swaha, ayam para iti bheda. So then once you identify with the body, then this is mine and that is yours. So this division comes immediately. Sasupa iti samasa, this is the sutra for making samas, swapara. Shoka harsha bhaya dvesha lobha moha madanvitaha mitho ghanantam na pashyanti bhavir bhavam prithak drishaha. So prithak drisha na pashyanti. So why they do not see? Prithak drisha is same what was said bheda in the previous one. Prithak means separate, drisha means mentality or vision, the idea of duality or separatism, something which belongs to me, whether it is my body, my family, my country, that I consider as my own, and if it is not, then that is different. So this is prithak drishti or bhinna drishti. So bhavair bhavam ghanantam na pashyanti. Then they do not see that bhavair bhavam. So bhava here means living beings. So one living being is being killed by another living being. And this actually is happening because of Ishvara. So they do not see this. Why? Because of the ignorance which was mentioned in the previous verse. They are influenced by shoka, grief, harsha, happiness, bhaya, fear, dvesha, enmity, lobha, greed, moha, confusion, mada, pride. So all these things happen. These are all products of avidya. When you identify with the body, so then immediately comes raga and dvesha. Something which is favorable to my body and senses, I have raga, and which is not favorable, I have dvesha. So that raga and dvesha gives shoka and harsha. And then there is a fear. Anything which is danger to me causes fear. And I have dvesha towards that. And if something is favorable to me, I want it more and more. I have greed for that, lobha. And if I acquire it, then I'm delusioned, because then I say that this is mine and I will have more. So the idam asti idam api me bhavishyati punardhanam. This is mine and I will have more. And yakshe dasyami modeshe ityajnana vimohita. So I will do charity, I will enjoy, I will do this. So then this moha comes. And then this gives also pride. And this is what brings problem. So then you cannot have stable, loving relationship when these things are there. If you are proud, you cannot have loving relationship because then you only want for your benefit. Everything else is inferior to you. If you have moha, then also it's not possible. If you have lobha, then you only want to see your profit. Right? So these things all destroy human relations. Shoka, harsha, bhaya, dvesha, lobha, moha, mada. And they all come from ignorance of one's own self. That's what he said as ashwadrik, not seeing the self. And then this becomes, this person is killing that person is killing this. And we lose track of the ultimate Purusha behind everything. So mithaha means parasparam, mutually. It is not only that one person kills another, somebody also kills that person. Or the other side may also kill him. Because it's not that somebody kills and that person is free from death or he is immune to death. Somebody can also kill him. So bhavair bhavam ghanantam. Bhavai nripa vyagra rogadibhi. So these are the killers. So king, he can kill, right? He can give capital punishment. Vyagra, tiger, can also kill, he wants food. Roga, corona, can also kill. So these are different ways, right? Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. 3 types of sufferings. So they can come from other living beings, come from your own body, your own mind. And bhavam manushya gava ashwadikam. And then bhavam, who are killed. So manushya, king can kill some thief or attack another kings. Then vyagra, he can kill a cow. And roga, ashwa, horse. Previously they used to have horse for chariots, and they also fall sick. So there they get killed. Ghanantam Ishwaram iti shesha. Here he adds that the word Ishvara is not there in this sloka. It should be understood. So that means the real person behind everything is Ishvara, and then these bhavas, which are described here as king, tiger, disease, these are nimitta matra bhava sabyasacha. So they are instruments through which he is killing. So bhavam ghanantam ishwaram na pashyanti. They do not see. So prithakdrisho bahidrishtaya. So why they do not see it? Because their drishti is only external. Which means that they only see something gross. They do not go to the root cause of the problem. Why is this happening? That why this pandemic happened? What is the real cause behind it? why the wars happen, why problems come in the family. So we only see the immediate cause and then try to sort that out, find a solution to that. But beyond immediate cause is another cause. There's a whole chain of causes. So immediate cause may give you some temporary relief, but then there is a cause behind that will create something else to give you trouble. So like you cut the grass, but the root is there, so it will come up again. So it's only temporary. It will again come up. So like that, problems will keep on coming repeatedly. That is the samsara. Sukhasya antaram dukkham, dukkhasya antaram sukham, chakravat parivartante, dukkhani cha sukhani cha. So continuous cycle, non-stop in this life, and then you change the life. It goes on and on. So that is the chakra, Sudarshan. He's rotating everybody, right? He has it on his finger and he rotates it, and everything rotates. So therefore he says, Prithak Drisha Bahi Drishtaya. So Sri Shuka Uvacha. So now Sri Shuka speaks. Now there is going to be a change in the scene. Because he has done his job, they have specified. So now he has to worry about what the girl said. He has not forgotten that. That is behind, back of his mind all the time. Although he was speaking all this. This he was doing to pacify the sister and brother-in-law. So, Kamsa evam prasannabhyam vishuddha pratibhashitah devaki vasudevabhyam anujjato vishadgriham. So, Kamsa evam prasannabhyam. So now Kamsa, he saw that Vasudeva and Devaki, they have become pleased. They are peaceful. Prasanna, peaceful. They are not agitated. And Vishuddham Pratibhashita. Because what they said was without any deception. Unlike he who was speaking in a very deceptive manner. He was not really thinking the way he is speaking. But Vasudeva and Devaki, they actually spoke from their heart, they actually forgave him. And they were satisfied. So then he took permission from them to leave. Because what more is he going to do there? He said, okay, now you relax, you are free, and I have my mission now. So Devaki Vasudevabhyam Anujjato Avishadgriham. So he took permission from them, and then he entered his palace. So Vishuddham Akapatam Yatha Syat. Vishuddham here means Akapat, means without any deceptive mentality. What they said, this is what they actually thought. It is not that they are thinking in one way and speaking in another way. So Mansi Ekam, Karmani Ekam, Vatsi Ekam, Mahatmanam. So Mahatma is aligned in his speech, thought and action. And if you are aligned, then you don't have anxiety, you don't have tension. So this is how Vasudeva and Devaki are. Although they also played their role, but that is to protect Krishna. But at least now in this situation, they actually they are not maintaining some grudge against him.
I was wondering if you could maybe shed a little light on their mentality. If we think about someone in ordinary life, if someone killed 8 of my children, and then we had a talk for 5 minutes, and then I was completely free from any grudge, and I completely forgave the person just like that. In this world, people would be like, wow, that's amazing that this person could be that forgiving of such a heinous abuse.
Yeah, so that's why they said, they use the words sadhu din vatsala. Because what is the point in maintaining now animosity towards Kamsa? When you are angry at somebody, upset with somebody, you are actually carrying the disease inside you. You may be able to harm that person, take revenge, maybe, maybe not, but one thing is for sure, that you are carrying the sickness inside you. So even logically it makes no sense. After all, the children are not going to come back. You can kill Kamsa, that does not bring your children back to life. You can feel satisfaction, oh, I took revenge, okay. Then what? So that is the meaning of sadhu. That they don't maintain unnecessary emotions which are meaningless. They cared when Krishna was there, both were worried for his safety. But now Krishna is gone there, the girl has flown away, the 6 children are killed. So what is the benefit of now having a grudge against him? And then he will know that they are having grudge against me, so he will also trouble them. If you have a fear from somebody, then you also hate that person. You are also careful how this person is going to harm me. But if Kamsa now actually feels that they are Vishuddham Paribhashita, that they are niskapat, free from any deceptive thought, then at least he will not try to harm them, otherwise he is still in power. He can still at least keep an eye on them, what they are doing.
Bhagavad Maharaj, can I ask a follow-up on the same question?
Yes.
So in case of Arjuna, when in one of your lectures he mentioned that Arjuna, the basis of violence is what Krishna was pointing to him, where he was actually not non-violent, he was only, under the his moha and his attachment to his family members is why he was speaking that way. And then Krishna told him to perform his duty as Kshatriya. And Vasudeva is also Kshatriya, but he is now behaving compassionately. Is that the difference in just the core swabhava, or where Vasudeva's swabhava is sadhu, and that's why that desire and the compassion is coming?
No, what do you expect him to do? Those two are completely different situations. They are not same. There the situation is that Duryodhana has grabbed their kingdom illegally or in an unlawful manner, and he has to get it back so that they can execute their swadharma as Kshatriya. They have no place. And his unlawful behavior has to be curbed. But here, what do you expect them to do? Fight with Kamsa, and then what? And they don't have any army to fight. Arjuna is already standing on the battlefield. Both sides of armies are there. And Krishna also said that if you think that you forgive them, then they bhayadranath manyante. They will think you are run away out of fear. Right? They are not going to think that you have forgiven. Here it is different. He is asking forgiveness, they forgive. Duryodhana was not asking Arjuna, please forgive me. Don't fight with me. You go away, let me enjoy the kingdom. Duryodhana didn't do. anything like that. Nor did Dronacharya say, don't fight with me, you are my disciple. How can you do this? He didn't say anything like this, nor did Bhishma say like that. It is Arjuna who is thinking like this. And then he's thinking like this because he is trying to avoid his duty. Standing on the battlefield, why are you standing there? He should not have come in the first place.
So in the case of if Duryodhana had come and asked for forgiveness, then at that point, is it more appropriate to forgive?
Yeah, I'm sure Yudhishthira
I know it's a hypothetical question.
would have done that. When Yudhishthira came with the army to attack the Pandavas when they were in Dvaitavanam during the exile period, on the way this Gandharva met them. I think his name was Chitraratha or someone else, and this Gandharva, he defeated Abhimanyu and he captured him alive. So when Bhima came to know, he came and told Yudhishthira, and he was very happy. He says, look, he's already finished by the sea. He was celebrating. So what did Yudhishthira say? He says, no. He says, you should go and get him released. There is a very nice sloka. Vayam panch satam tate Anyasham virodhetu vayam panch satam tate. Anyway, the meaning of the sloka is that if the fight is between us, they are 100 and we are 5. If our enemy is someone else, they are 100 and we are 5, means we are 105. In the second part of the sloka is same. Vayam pancha shatam tate. We are 5 and they are 100. So in the first it means that we are together 105. They 100 and we 5. But if it is between us, then we are against each other. So he says, you go. Then actually Arjuna went and fought and got him released. So Duryodhana was actually coming to attack them. He was not coming to ask for any forgiveness or anything like this. What if he was actually coming to beg? He would have done it.
Now, after asking for forgiveness, Kamsa is going to still continue his bad deeds.
Yes.
So again at that point, leave it to Deva, or
because
he asks forgiveness and then repeats it.
Yeah, but you have to see that if you don't have the ability, you see there is also niti when you have to fight with somebody. It's not that just because somebody is my enemy, then I attack. So there is all this Sam, Dan, Dand, Bhed. There are other also. It's called Shadyantra, which they call Khatyantra. Sometimes you have to lie low. Sometimes you have to join the enemy. Sometimes you try to make friendship. All these nitis are there. So in case of Vasudeva, Kamsa is too powerful. Even if they want to take revenge, first of all, they are not thinking of that. Because they have already seen Krishna. And they know that Krishna will take care of it. So why they have to unnecessarily? Krishna said that, take me there. And they believe in what the Bhavishyavani happened, that he will be killed by. It's known to them.
I would you answer the question? When Kamsa first heard the voice in the sky, his son will kill him, then he was passing
pacified by Vāsudeva, and he was willing to even, he would not have killed all the other children if Narada Muni had not come and stirred up things and instigated him and told him that you can actually come from the other side. And of course we know that Narada Muni had a plan because he wanted Krishna to come quickly, and also this something which he had to get the reaction for offending Brahma. Now in this case, when Devi said that Krishna is already born, that was helpful for Vasudeva and Devaki, but that also implied that all these other innocent children get killed. So I was just wondering what was her intention to say that, because she could have also said something else.
Because she wanted that all these asuras get killed one by one. Because you see that Putana will go, then Shaktasur will go, and then Vyomasur will go, and then all these. So they will get smashed one by one, and then Kamsa will be killed.
Interesting. Okay. Yes.
Anything else?
I'm observing the power of the forgiveness.
Power of?
Forgiveness. Because the Mahatma, the devotees, they exercise this power. So it looks like that normally by looking forgiveness we think, oh, forgiveness is something that is beneficial to the person who has committed some offense, and then so by forgiving the person is relieved from some reaction or whatever. Actually here it looks more like this forgiveness is something that is beneficial to the person who is himself forgiving.
And it's always beneficial. If you don't forgive, what is your gain? You are going to maintain that grudge inside you.
Yeah, that's why, because you say that the person, the devotee, they are not maintaining emotions which are not necessary to conducive to them.
So what is the problem with that?
No, I'm wondering how wonderful it is, this aspect also.
Yeah. Because if you don't forgive, you will remain disturbed or not?
Generally,
What generally? Why generally?
you forget. You cannot keep everything in mind.
So then why you want to keep it and remain disturbed without any benefit? If there is some benefit, I can understand. So, okay.